Cheyenne. This is Cheyenne Reads, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my December TBR, and I've read a few of these books that are on my TBR already since it is the 9th day of December. I'm taking part in the Disney Channel Games Readathon, and I'm going to be talking about those books first. So for Alphabet Goop, I read A Sky Beyond the Storm by Saba Tahir. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. If you want to hear more about that book, check out my vlog that I just posted today. Well, it'll be yesterday for you when you're seeing this. And that was a random letter that I chose. It had gotten S, and the author's name starts with S, so her name is Saba Tahir. So I was like, okay, this is a perfect time to read this book. It just came out this month. The next book is a recommended book, and it's for the Simon Says challenge. For that challenge, I chose to read The House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm starting that book today. I will be vlogging my experience reading that, and for the next 3 days, so be on the lookout for that. And that is a book about 6 magical students, I believe. That's all I really know about it, but I know a lot of people have read it, and I've seen it all over. For the Obstacle Course, which is an action-packed book, I'll be reading Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I actually have a copy of it, and I've already started this page. I'm 66 pages into it. I started it maybe last month, no, probably October. And this book is about a girl who has these abilities. Her brother left her. She's rolling with a band of thieves, and this guy who named Kelsier discovers her. And he's like, you're a Mistborn. Like, you have the power that no one else has. Like, not too many people have. It says, the Mist rule the night. The Lord Ruler owns the world. Once a hero rose to save the world, he failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming, one built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine. A street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing this. This is one of the books I really want to finish this year. That's why I decided to add it into my TBR for the DCG Readathon, and so I can power through this in 3 days. It's like over 600 pages, 647 pages, I believe. But the text is like really small. So I'm like, okay, what is this, 400 pages, I guess? I don't know. I feel like I could read it really fast. The next book I'll be reading is for the Egg Toss, which is a buddy read. I'm buddy reading with the red team. I would have buddy read with the green team, but I've already read that book, and I really don't want to read it. And I love the red team. I love Kirsten, and she's like, I'm so glad you're buddy reading with the red team. And I'm like, yes. So I'm going to be reading The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgan Thaler. So The Tourist Attraction is about a girl named Zoe Caldwell who's a tourist in Alaska, and she runs into this guy named Graham Barnett who runs a diner called The Tourist Trap, and I'm guessing they fall in love. So for the Dunk Tank tag, I'm going to be reading a book with water. You have to read a book with water on the cover. And I'm going to be reading The Wicked King by Holly Black. And I've been wanting to finish this series for a while, and in my end of the year book tag, I was like, okay, I'm going to read The Wicked King by the end of this year. I'm pretty sure I said that, or if I didn't, that is definitely one of the books that I want to finish this year. And if you haven't heard, but The Crow Prince is about a girl who was taken away from her mother. Her mother and her father were killed, and her older sister and her were taken to this fairyland. That's all I really know about it. And like just chaos ensues or whatever, and there's like action. It's like action packed. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the book, but you'll be seeing me vlog about it, so you'll hear more about that there. I am part of the green team, and I'm wearing like this seafoam green, like this very light green, to represent my team. For books that I'm reading outside of that this month, I have read and finished A Reaper at the Gates by Saba Tahir, which is the 3rd book, part of the An Ember in the Ashes series. You'll hear more about that in my wrap-up. I've read With the Fire on High, which I did read for a reading vlog so you can check that out, where I read Kirsten's favorites. And I read Heartstopper this month as well, so you can check that out. It's by Alice Oseman, in my video where I read one of Kirsten's favorites again. I'm currently reading The Great Alone as an in-between book for the DCG readathon, and it's by, who is it by? Kristen Hanna. And I'm listening to the audiobook, and so far it's about this girl who moves around. I think she's 13 at the beginning of the book, but now she's 14. She moves around from town to town with her father, who was in the military, and he has extreme PTSD and he can't hold a job, and her mother just flirts with guys, and it's just like, so there's like so many different dynamics of the book, and I love it so far. We're following the main character Lenny and her mom and her dad, and we see her going to school. We see them building a cabin that her father inherited from a guy that he met while he was in the military. The guy passed away sadly, and he left everything, his cabin, to Lenny's father. And I'm loving the book so far, and I'm thinking it's going to be probably a 5 out of 5 read, because Haley Hughes recommended to me, I hope I'm saying her name right. Haley recommended, not to me, but I watched her reading vlog, and I was like, okay, I have to check this out. Found it on Hoopla, and that's that. Another book that I'm going to be reading this month is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Leviathan. I'm reading this with Ginger Snapped Reads. There's like a readathon taking place this month, and that's why I want to read it. All I know is that it's a romance, and we'll be watching the Netflix TV show. The book I want to read this month is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I've seen the movie, but I've always wanted to read the book. Picked this up at my local used bookstore, and it's like my favorite place to go, honestly, for like really cheap books, and it's like half priced essentially. It says Laura Jean keeps her love letters in a hat box her mother gave her, and I've seen the movie, and I know like the letters that she's writing to her crushes are sent out. The next book I want to read this month is A Court of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I believe it's about a girl who is really poor, and she's a hunter taking care of her family. She ends up hunting like a fae and killing him, and the fae come and take her, and now she has to stay in the world of fae and not with her family anymore. And I have started reading this. I'm 126 pages into it, but it was kind of slow, and it's supposed to be a romance novel and like really steamy, but like the romance hasn't even picked up or anything yet, so I'm like, what the hell, 126 pages, but I do want to finish this because I do really want to read the series. I heard how good it is, and I've heard the hype, and I bought it, so I need to read it. The next book I want to read this month is Fallen by Lauren Kate. Such a pretty cover. I believe I read this in like middle school or the beginning of high school, but I really need to read it again. Like, I read the prologue, and it's so good, and I love the writing so far. This is, what if the person you were meant to be with could never be yours? So that's the premise of the book, and it says there's something infinitely familiar about Daniel Gregory. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Luz Price's attention from the moment she sees him on her first day at Sword and Cross boarding school in Savannah. So that's a little bit about that book. You'll hear more about it if I do get to this month in my wrap-up, or possibly a reading vlog. Another book that I want to read this month, which was in my end of the year book tag, where I said I really wanted to get to The Prayer of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I definitely need to read this. All I know about it is that it's action-packed. There's a sapphic romance in it, and that's all I need to know. If you want to hear more about this book, check out my end of the year book tag, and I'll leave all the books that all of the links that I'm referencing, like my YouTube videos that I'm referencing, down below. There's some other books that I really want to get to this month. Hold on. I want to read the Saga series. I want to read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Serpent and Dove. There's just like a lot of books that I want to read this month. I'm just not sure how much I'm going to get to them, but I am a mood reader, so if I don't read any in these huge stack, I will let you know. But I don't know, maybe I'll do like a secret TBR as well and film a video for that. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what's on your TBR for this month. Leave me a like, a comment, please. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know my subscribers. Yeah, thank you.